I'm risking my entire growing season on a single engineering experiment. Everyone says crowding plants leads to failure, but I've designed an A-frame system that cheats the laws of biology. If my math on wind load and weight is wrong, I lose everything. If I'm right, we've just unlocked 4 times the harvest on the same tiny patch of land. Here's the plan. Traditional gardening wastes more space than most growers realize. On a standard 1/10 of an acre, you're dealing with 4,356 square feet of total surface area, and most of it ends up as dead space before a single seed goes in the ground. To walk, weed, and haul a wheelbarrow, you need pathways. A functional path requires a minimum width of 2.5 to 3 feet. If you alternate a 4-foot growing bed with a 3-foot pathway, you immediately sacrifice over 42% of your entire plot strictly to foot traffic and compacted soil. You're paying taxes on 100% of your land, but actively cultivating only 58% of it. The damage does not stop at wasted ground. When soil spreads flat across a large horizontal area, it acts like a shallow evaporation pan. The sun strikes every exposed surface at noon, stripping moisture from the top 2 inches of the root zone before plants can even reach it. In a standard flat garden, up to 60% of applied irrigation water evaporates straight into the atmosphere. Then comes the air problem. A dense, flat canopy locks airflow down to near zero above the soil. Humidity inside the foliage climbs to 90% or higher, turning your garden into a perfect incubator for powdery mildew and fungal rot. Space your plants apart and you waste even more land. Pack them tight and you invite systemic crop failure. Every traditional layout forces you into this exact trap. The solution to maximizing space, slashing evaporation, and restoring airflow relies on a single geometric structure, and it is definitely not a square. Plant leaves are biological solar panels in a flat garden. The sun hits the top canopy optimally for only a few hours when it is directly overhead. The rest of the time, light strikes at an oblique angle, and most of that photon energy never reaches the plant. To capture more light without expanding your footprint, you tilt the growing plane. I engineered the system around an equilateral triangle using 60-degree interior angles. Why exactly 60 degrees? At mid-latitudes between 40 and 45 degrees north, a 60-degree incline perfectly captures low-angle morning and afternoon sunlight across 2 separate faces simultaneously. Instead of one flat surface scorching at noon, the A-frame splits the light load between its eastern and western faces throughout the entire day. This geometry effectively doubles the functional solar collection area, and by transforming 8 linear feet of flat ground into nearly 16 linear feet of vertical growing surface, it multiplies your planting capacity by a factor of 4. Material choice is where most builders quietly destroy their investment before it produces a single fruit. Standard PVC pipe is the obvious option, cheap, lightweight, easy to cut. It is also the wrong one. PVC degrades under UV exposure, becomes brittle in summer heat, and under continuous load it permanently deforms. The joints shear apart before harvest season ends. For this build, I used structural Douglas fir 2x4 timber with a non-toxic wood preservative. A timber frame redirects wind up and over its surface rather than catching it like a sail. That aerodynamic behavior matters more than most people expect, and I will prove exactly how much more when we get to the survival test. Most builders stop here, assume they can plant whatever they want, wherever they want, and watch the whole system collapse into a tangled, unproductive mess within weeks. What grows where on this frame is not optional. An A-frame cannot function as a single uniform bed. It must be engineered as a 3-dimensional vertical ecosystem with every crop assigned to the correct microclimatic zone. The highest zone, between 4 and 6 feet off the ground, receives UNO-obstructed full-spectrum sunlight all day. This is where your heavy-feeding, sun-loving crops go. Indeterminate tomatoes, eggplants, vining peppers, their deep root systems run down the central spine of the frame, and their heavy fruit hangs downward naturally, reducing stem stress without caging or staking. The top layer also acts as a living sunshade for everything below it. Between 2 and 4 feet, the middle tier sits in partial shade during peak midday intensity. This zone belongs exclusively to legumes. Bush beans, snap peas, pole beans. Legumes fix atmospheric nitrogen gas through their root bacteria and convert it into a form surrounding plants can absorb directly. The nitrogen they generate diffuses through the shared soil, feeding the tomatoes above and the greens below. This layer runs as a zero-cost fertilizer plant for the entire structure, all season long. From ground level up to 2 feet, the bottom zone is shielded from direct afternoon sun by the 2 layers above. Temperatures here run consistently 5 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than the air at the top of the frame. That makes it the ideal environment for salad greens, spinach, butterhead lettuce, and tender herbs that bolt and turn bitter in direct summer heat. The water vapor released by the upper plants drifts downward, creating a humid, cool microclimate that mimics a forest floor in the middle of July. Every layer feeds the next top shades. Middle fertilizes, bottom utilizes, but this entire three-dimensional ecosystem is held together by a single fragile variable that, if you engineer wrong, collapses the whole system in under 24 hours. In a flat garden, gravity distributes water evenly through the soil. In a vertical A-frame, gravity becomes your enemy. It drains water away from the top tier and saturates the bottom. Upper plants dry out, lower plants drown. Solving this without pumps, electricity, or timers requires two principles working together: hydrostatic pressure and capillary wicking. The water supply sits in an elevated reservoir positioned 12 inches above the apex of the A-frame. For every foot of elevation above the outlet, you gain approximately 0.433 pounds per square inch of natural pressure. That is enough to run a gravity-fed drip mainline across the top of the frame, with precision emitters releasing exactly half a gallon per hour directly into the top layer root zone. The middle and lower tiers are handled without any additional lines. The growing channels are lined with thick needle-punched geotextile fabric. As the topsoil saturates, excess moisture enters the fabric and is drawn continuously down the 60-degree slope by capillary action, pulled automatically toward wherever the soil is deariest. No pump, no timer, no electricity. The system regulates itself. This passive hydraulic design is elegant, but the moment it works and saturates all that soil, it creates a dangerous structural problem. A vertical garden is not a planter box. It is a load-bearing structure under continuous mechanical stress, and you need to engineer it like one. Start with the weight. 100 pounds of mature fruit seems manageable, but the soil holding those plants tells a very different story. A single cubic foot of dry potting mix weighs around 30 pounds. When fully saturated, it absorbs up to 3.5 gallons of water per cubic foot. That same volume now weighs nearly 60 pounds. Across a standard 8-foot A-frame, total static dead weight exceeds 450 pounds, pressing continuously on every joint and connection. This is the load that snaps PVC apart. Now add the wind. A mature vertical garden is not an open frame. It is a solid wall of dense foliage acting exactly like a fabric sail. An 8 by 6 foot growing phase in a moderate 30-mile-per-hour gust generates approximately 132 pounds of continuous lateral force pushing sideways against the frame. 450 pounds downward, 132 pounds sideways simultaneously during a storm. With a full crop loaded, if the base is not anchored, that leverage tips the entire structure over. The solution is 30-inch galvanized steel ground augers driven into the native subsoil at every corner. The 60-degree geometry works in your favor here. The downward deadweight channels straight into the footprint and actively counteracts the lateral wind shear. The heavier the system becomes, the harder the wind finds it to move. Every joint must be reinforced with galvanized steel mending plates and structural rated exterior screws. The frame now survives the physics. The only question left is whether building this makes any financial sense at all. Total upfront material cost for a single 8-foot A-frame unit, $45 to $60. That covers structural timber, hardware, geotextile fabric, and the gravity drip mainline on a standard flat 4x8 foot bed of 32 square feet. A typical backyard grower harvests 25 to 30 pounds per season under average conditions. On that exact same 32 square foot footprint, our 60-degree A-frame expands the functional growing surface to nearly 96 square feet. A properly managed unit produces a minimum of 50 pounds of heirloom tomatoes from the top layer, 40 pounds of bush beans and snap peas from the middle, and 30 pounds of organic greens and herbs from the bottom. 120 pounds of food, same ground, same season. At current organic grocery prices, 120 pounds of mixed produce converts to $475 of retail value. Subtract $60 in materials, you clear $415 in your first season, a 690% return on investment in under 6 months. The timber frame and galvanized hardware last 10 to 15 years with basic maintenance. Your capital cost drops to zero after season 1. Every pound of food harvested after that is 100% pure profit for your household. The engineering math, structural physics, and hydraulic design prove that a 60-degree, a-frame vertical system is the single most efficient way to maximize a small plot, 4 times the harvest. Same footprint, one season to pay for itself completely. Before this system can run the way we designed it, you need the irrigation piece in place. The gravity drip setup that feeds all 3 tiers costs less than $50 and runs entirely without electricity or pumps. If you have not built it yet, the full step-by-step breakdown is in the video on your screen right now. That single build is what keeps this entire vertical system alive without you touching it every day. Drop a comment below and tell me, how much space are you actually working with right now? I want to know what you're starting from.